So me having such a crazy experience with the first guy I ever dated, which I also made a video about. You can watch it here as a prequel if you haven't already. I go back on the apps, mainly Grindr, and mind you guys, I was still in Iran at this point, which is pretty much illegal to be gay. And that place used to be so messed up, still is, that I got pulled over and almost arrested once because my girlfriend who was sitting in the car next to me wasn't wearing a headscarf. Now imagine if they caught me with a guy in such country. They would have mummified me alive. Anyways, for those of you who are not planning to watch the my first date ever with a guy video, long story short, that guy catfished me and I still ended up going on a few more dates with him. It was okay though, I had my friend there for me through the whole situation. Let's call him Michael. Say Michael, that was in the coming out story. Michael and I were really close friends, and he was the guy that gave me courage to start dating men in the first place. Cause he was gay, but Mans had a whole ass girlfriend. Matter of fact, he never officially dated any of his boyfriends. He always had a main girlfriend, which is so messed up but so common. But in his case, I'd say it was justified, and you'll soon know why. Anyways, and then through Michael, I met my other friend, Jack. Jack was out and about of the closet. The way this man was on a yacht in Dubai 24/7. He had his bills paid, house mortgage paid for, you name it. I personally never met any of his boyfriends, but Michael had, and he told me that they were actually really handsome. So that's that. Like good for Jack. Both of these guys were extremely good looking. Jack was literally a short, good looking version of me, and then Michael was literally a supermodel. Like all of the girls I knew had a crush on him. Jokes on them though, because he was gay and a piece of shit. Anyway, so these two were my only gay friends, and overall them sharing their experiences with me and supporting me and guiding me was what really helped me get into the gay dating scene safely, because when you're queer in an anti-LGBTQ country, you gotta take some precautions. Enough about these guys. After a while of messaging and getting blocked and ghosted because Grindr culture, I find someone nice and we start talking for a while. Long story short, after all the talking, we plan a date. Friday 7 p.m. I meet him at the park's parking lot, and then we go out to eat. So Friday comes, I'm sitting in my room searching through the internet, like, what can I ask on a first date? Because I have social anxiety and I need to prepare before these kind of situations. Then my brother suddenly opens my door and tells me he made plans on my behalf with some of our friends. But I didn't say no, even though I didn't have much time before the date. I'm actually excited to meet my friends as well. So me and my brother get ready, pick our friends up, and drive to a really cool restaurant lounge kind of place at around 5 p.m. When was the date again? 7 p.m. When we sat down, I told him, hey, I need to leave before 7 because I need to meet another friend. I was still in the closet, so I couldn't tell them I'm going on a date with a whole ass man. After a bit of us talking and eating food, my phone suddenly rings. And I pick up and it's the guy telling me, and I quote, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'm like, what do you mean 10 minutes? It's 5:30 now and we have like 1.5 hours before the date. I proceeded to check the time just to make sure. It was 6:50. In my defense, it was one of those times when time passes by really fast. While panicking, I play it cool and tell him I'll be there in 15 minutes, don't worry. I, in fact, was not there in 15 minutes. I forgot traffic was a thing, so now I'm sitting in the traffic for 30 minutes and I haven't even dropped off my friends or my brother off home yet. This guy is texting me every 10 minutes asking me where I am. And I'm like, I'll be there in 10 minutes, please just give me 10 more minutes. This cycle repeated itself a few times. I finally dropped the last person. It's 7:50 now and this guy has completely stopped texting me, and at this point I'm 100% sure he has completely blocked my phone number and went back home. But I'm still gonna go there anyways, just in case. I get there at exactly 8 p.m. and I call him to see if he's still there by any chance. And surprisingly enough, he answered me and told me that he in fact is still waiting, and tells me I'm going to get off my car, raise my hand so he can see me. Just in case you guys missed what happened here, I'm going to restate it for you. This guy waited 1 whole hour for me. A stranger he doesn't even know, he has never met before. Even my people-pleasing ass wouldn't wait for someone for 1 whole hour. Like, that's crazy to me. So he already had made his good impression on me. So I get in his car, look at his face, and thanks God I wasn't catfished this time. He actually looks way better than the photos, and he smells really nice. 10 out of 10 butterflies, plus he waited for me. We shake hands, greet each other, basic stuff. Nice to meet you. to blah blah blah. And then he tells me, let's go to an Italian restaurant. And I said, okay, so we did that. I actually wanted to leave the restaurant part completely out of the story because I'm still embarrassed even after 5 years. But I know you guys won't judge me, so I'm gonna tell you anyways. We arrive at the restaurant. The place looks really nice. We sit at our table. Everything's fine so far. I open the menu and I noticed that everything had an extra zero. So meaning if a bottle of water is actually $3, it was 30. $30 for a bottle of water is crazy. Even $3 is. Now imagine the price of everything else on that menu. I was flabbergasted. I started sweating. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my god, I'm going to be broke for the rest of the month. Because I had a whole ass homemade coconut oil business back then, but it wasn't doing good in those months. You guys are probably like, Matthew, you're so random. What the hell is up with the coconut oil business? Don't judge me. I was getting that bag. So I'm sitting there eating food. He's just talking and I'm quiet listening to him, but not actually listening because there's like literally a financial war going on inside my head. And I was also thinking to myself, I literally can make a better Alfredo pasta than this at home. Like, what the hell is this? It's not even worth the price. After a bit of him talking, I couldn't take it anymore. So I break my silence. And I went on and asked him, hey, I'm actually kind of like confused and worried. Like, is there an extra zero in front of everything on the menu or am I just tripping? And he laughed and told me that this is actually in cents. So just like how 500 cents would be $5 in Persian money, it's pretty much the same but with one less zero. I was so embarrassed by it, but I played it cool and I was like, oh, I was just a little bit confused. I wanted to look like I have my shit together so bad. So after I regained my ease of mind, we continue having our food and we're just talking, having a nice conversation. The date went really good overall. Like, I could feel the chemistry. We finished our food and he's driving me back to my car. On the way back, he reaches to my legs and puts his hands on my thighs. I felt a little bit weirded out at first because I really don't like people I don't know touch me. But at the same time in my head I was like, ooh, this is gay, I like it. And we're just talking and then he proceeds to tell me he actually really likes me and wants to be my boyfriend. And he would also like to know how I feel. Whoa, champ, you're going too fast, is what I would have said if I was right in the head, but no. I go on and tell him I actually pretty much feel the same and would like to be with him. And at that point, we kind of established that we're boyfriends now. Overall, in Iran, all the couples are basically lesbian couples. Everything just moves too fast, which now that I've grown up a little bit more, I think it's such a red flag. And you'll soon know why as we move further into the story. So we get to my car, I hug him and thank him for the date, and I tell him that I had such an amazing time. Our second date was like literally 1 week after the first one, and in the meantime we would video call like every day or regularly, but for some reason we didn't follow each other's socials. So one day curiosity got the better of the kitten. I found him and requested to follow him, and I come back to Instagram after like 2 hours to see that this man has rejected my follow request. But in my head I was like, okay, it's okay, maybe it's one of his boundaries. We've been only dating for 1 week, maybe he just doesn't want me to see his personal life yet, or even maybe he doesn't want us to get caught and like for people to find out that we're dating. Maybe that's why. So I didn't even ask him about it. I didn't say anything. I just stayed quiet. Second date, we made plans to meet after he finished work. Nothing too fancy. We just wanted to drive around the city. I meet him, I get in his car, and we just drive around the city. We're talking, listening to music, and the whole time we're also holding hands. Then he asks me to lean on him like this, which I do, and then he suddenly turns and kisses me while he's driving the highway at night. And ladies and gentlemen, that was my first kiss ever with a guy. Such a sweet moment. Until I looked past them and saw that a guy was staring right at us, which happened to be in a cop car. I pulled back and quietly told him, hey, that's a cop car. They're staring right at us. He looks and then we scattered like roaches. They actually told us like pull over, and we were lucky enough to be right near the exit of the highway. So he took the most dangerous, sharpest turn ever and we ran away. We were not about to get caught and get mummified alive. You know what I mean? Anyway, since we had an intimate moment and we were really close, his scent stayed on my t-shirt. And I was like, I'm not going to wash it, so it still smells like him. I was a hopeless romantic. So I go home, fold it, and keep it under my bed. And after that, like occasionally I would just like pull it out and smell it. So one day when I get home, I lay on my bed and like always, I try to reach under the bed to grab the t-shirt. It's not there. So I move around my hands, still not feeling anything. And then I lean to look under the bed and surprise, surprise, the t-shirt wasn't there. Check the dryer and there it was. The t-shirt was laying there in the dryer. My mom washed it without asking me. I'm really out here trying to be a hopeless romantic and shit, and then the universe is like, bitch, sit the fuck down. Anyways, 2 months into us dating, everything's going fine. We're going on dates. During the whole time me and this guy were dating, I have not talked to either Jack or Michael. They were both med students, so they actually didn't have much free time. They were always busy with studying. But finally, after 2 months, me and Michael go out with a bunch of our mutual friends. And usually when me and Michael would go out with other people, we would get away from everyone else for a bit so we can talk one-on-one in peace about gay shit, because we were both in the closet and Michael would also always bring his girlfriend out with us. And for this specific reason, Jack usually wouldn't join us because Michael's girlfriend was actually really homophobic. And that's why I said Michael's actions were justified. Actually, no. Poor girl. But she ended up cheating on Michael as well. So we're standing in a corner. He's talking about his side piece. I'm talking about my boyfriend. And I ask him to show me a picture of the guy. And he does. And he's actually really cute. And then I show him a picture of my boyfriend. And then he suddenly freezes up. What we're not gonna do is freeze up when we're shown a picture of our friend's partner. Absolutely not. And one thing about Michael, this man could not hide things from his face. Like, you can read him so easily. So I already knew something was wrong. So I tell him, I'm like, hey, I know something's wrong. You better tell me right now. And he's like, no, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Like, he's just really handsome. I got a little bit shocked. And I'm not buying his shit at this point. So I keep on poking him. I'm like, tell me. And it didn't take him long to tell me that this guy I'm dating, my boyfriend, is Jack's ex-boyfriend, which he broke up with 1 month ago. We've been dating for 2 months. Then he proceeds to show me pictures of this guy and Jack together. After that, everything started to click. Why didn't he accept me on Instagram? The uneasiness about everything going on too fast. The only right thing I could have done in that situation was to break up with him. And that's what I did. So I asked him to break up in a long message stating some random excuse. I didn't want to confront him about Jack. I don't like arguing back and forth with people. And surprise, surprise, he didn't even fight it a bit. He was like, understandable, bye. I was so shocked because when I broke up with my girlfriends, there was always like a breakup discussion, but this guy did not even fight it a bit. He was just like, bye. And yeah, that was how it ended. As you can tell, I haven't had the best of luck with dating men, but I'm not gonna give up. We can also gather from this story that I actually haven't been in a proper relationship with a guy, so that's going to be my plan for my next relationship, hopefully. I still have crazy stories with dating guys because I obviously still went on and dated people after that in Iran. Those stories are genuinely way crazier than this one, and I needed to warm you guys up a bit before I tell you those stories. So yeah, that was it. And also want to thank you guys so much for supporting me, and can't even express it in words how thankful and grateful I am to you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment and tell me how you thought, how was the video? Did you like it? Did you not? I don't know. Just let me know your thoughts. Love you. Bye bye.